We're here on the canal off of Lake Dora, where I live, and I have been hearing quite a bit about Hydrilla and how it's clogging up some of the lakes. So I decided that I would get a friend, a Republican that you'll meet in a minute on this video, and he took me out on Little Lake Harris, and he showed me how big the problem is with Hydrilla on Little Lake Harris. It's also, as you'll see, it's on Big Lake Harris, and I've been told that it's on Lake Eustis. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission is going to be treating that. It's confusing because that's a state agency, but they're the ones that treat invasive species plants. The Lake County Water Authority that's here in Lake County does not have that responsibility. However, because this is a continuous problem, it affects fishing, it affects the ability, as you'll see, for boats to even go out on a lake, that they're going to look at creating like a strike force to go out and to treat Hydrilla when it first starts and not wait for 2 years, because that's what the Fish and Wildlife does. They only come in when it's a big problem, and then they spend $1 million or more, and then they have to pull funds from their total funds for all of Florida, so you never know when they're going to have adequate funding. And you'll also see, I'll show you copies, a snapshot of the treatment plan for FWC, and then you compare it to what you see when we're on Little Lake Harris, because they're only treating around the shorelines. They're not treating in the middle of the lake where a lot of Hydrilla is. They may treat some more later, but you know, if the state isn't going to do it and Lake County Water Authority doesn't have the funding or is going to do it, then fishermen and waterfront owners and people that are concerned about the quality of lakes have to get more active in talking probably to their state representatives, the representatives and the state senators, because they're the ones that have the clout to get FWC to deal with this problem faster and to allocate funds or get grants for it or something. But we're going to show you what the problem is, and then you decide whether you just want to let this grow faster and worse. It isn't in Lake Dora yet that I know, but it could be. And so watch and think about it. Okay, this is low tech, but this is Lake County, and right there is Lake Dora and Lake Eustis up there, and that's Big Lake Harris right there. And when I show you the trip on the boat, we're going at the Hickok Point and get on a boat launch ramp there, take the boat down into Little Lake Harris, and that's where we'll be. Then we're going to come back out and we're going to go over in that area, and you'll see that there's also a lot of Hydrilla in the Big Lake Harris, which is, according to my finger, will be right about there. So and then also it's in Lake Eustis, which is right here by Eustis, of course. And I haven't seen how big a problem it is there, but I've been reading about it on social media, and that's part of the treatment plan. So now I'm going to show you what the FWC treatment plan is. Alright, we're on the Lake County Water Authority website, lcwa.org, and we're going to look at the treatment plan that the Fish and Wildlife Commission showed at a recent meeting of the Lake County Water Authority. And to do that, we have to go to up here where it says information, and maybe it'll drop down. There it is. Okay, and board meeting information, click there. You can see these are the board meeting minutes and agendas. We're going to drop down to the August 22nd meeting, and we click the summary. Now there's an agenda. That's the agenda over there, but we're going to click on the summary, which is longer, and that's what has what we need. Alright, so this is the summary. It's about 18 pages long. I'm going to go down to page 7. And it says here, assistance to FWC for hydrilla treatment in Harris Chain. And so they had a discussion at the meeting, and you can go back to their website, and actually you have to go to the Lake County website, and on their page where they have the meeting information, they have a link to the video of this meeting. So I'm going to not tell you what all this says, but I just want to show you. This is the treatment map. This is Little Lake Harris down here. That's Hickory Point up there. That's where we launched on the boat, and this is where we also saw the hydrilla. But down here we saw hydrilla all throughout here, as you'll see on the video. But they're only treating right now the sides of the lake. It's, I mean, they're not going to get anywhere near treating what's out there now. And so all these green outlines show you where they're going to treat it. And this is Lake Dora up here, and Tavares right there. So however, the FWC people did say that treating in the heat, the hot months of summer, you can't treat a lot of it because it will kill the fish, and so they have to wait until it gets colder maybe to do more treatments. So I'll leave that to them, but you ought to know this is all that they're going to treat right now, and this is September, first week in September 2018. Okay, and then here is Lake Eustis and the treatment areas, and I don't know where all it is on that lake, but this is where they're treating. So they're going to be treating up here on the North Shore, and over there, and down here. That's interesting. That's right there. If you see the triangle, that's the triangle, and that's where a couple of restaurants are, right in that area. That's Highway 441, and this is Highway 19 going south. Okay. So the staff did ask, or was asked by the board, so I'm going to stop showing this. I'll go back. Or may. Crap. Okay. Alright, so we're back here, and let's go to home. Alright. Now I'm going to include a couple of links that I have on Hydrilla that I was given by the Lake County Water Authority staff. It'll be in the information and in the agenda. But so you can see that when you watch this video, you'll see a lot of evidence of a lot of the hydrilla out there, and it could kill the ability to do any fishing on these lakes if they don't control it. And with that, we'll go on to the tour of the lake. Okay, one more thing is I'll show you very quickly where you can go look at the videos of that meeting, because if you're really interested, you can see the presentation by the FWC folks from Florida State, and the questions that the board asks them. And so we're at the main website for the county of Lake County, and that's lakecountyfl.gov. And then we're going to go down here where it says BCC Agendas and Meetings. Right there. Click that. We go to this page. It says Board Agendas and Actions. If you want to see meetings that are live or that are upcoming, you can see where the agendas are, and this is where the meetings for the Lake County Water Authority would show up beforehand. Like there's one right there. This is for September 26th. This is the next meeting. But if we scroll down here to the next section, it says most recent events, and a lot of people don't realize this section's down here. And so right here we can see Water Authority regular meeting. That was August 22. We can see the little camera. If we click there, I'm clicking that, and it showed up on my other monitor, so I'll switch over there. I have 3 monitors. And so that's where it is. Now, I'm not going to go any further because my system will not show Lake County videos on using Chrome. So you have to use Internet Explorer. If you use Chrome, you can try it first, but you can see here that it's just showing that it's scrolling. If I move it forward, I can change and I can see that, but the video will not work on Chrome on my system. Okay, so as a consequence, what you have to do is, if it doesn't work on Chrome, then you use Internet Explorer, and that's the only thing that you have to be cognizant of. And Lake County says, well, we don't know what the problem is. So, let's see, we'll close this. And actually, this is the video that I'm editing right now. I'm already got much of it in here, and this is the Captain McCoy, who is with CETO, and I talked to him also about this, and he leads bass fishing tours, and he fishes professionally, and so he has some good comments about how this affects bass fishing in the lakes if they have hydrilla. And so now let's go watch the boat tour. Alright, we're out on Little Lake Harris, and we're going to look at the hydrilla that is starting to crowd out the lake. There's the Howie Bridge. Okay, so it's from bank to bank?
Yeah, but if you look over the top, stand up.
All right.
You'll see it.
Okay.
You see it? Start out.
Boy, I can see it right down here in the water. There it is. Look at that.
Look at right in front of you.
Yeah. And so it's on the surface.
Yeah. It grows from the bottom up. See all the bubbles? It's just that grass. It's everywhere.
See, and there's
in the sun.
some right here.
And you're stuck.
Yeah.
You see the top of the water.
Yeah, see, there's...
How thick it is.
And the bubbles are being generated by what?
I just think it's the grass. So,
boy, yeah, we could have gone plowing right into this.
yeah. See how thick it is?
Yeah, that's...
It grows a foot a day. So I've been told.
They were saying about an inch an hour? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, you can see it covering the whole lake here, so yeah. Anybody on a boat, how far would they get through there before they...
Well, if you're going real fast, you're cutting it, you're going right through it. So,
yeah.
but when you slow down, then you get on your prop, and you can hear it. You can't. Your motor won't even run right. You got to stop and back up. We probably got it on our prop already, but on this depth finder, it's top to bottom.
Okay, so the depth finder shows you where it is too.
Yeah, but it don't do too much good once you're already in it.
So you can just see it on the surface of the lake here.
Yeah, but look in front of you. It's everywhere. That out there looks like grass growing.
Right.
It's a lake, and we're not even in a third of the way through Little Harris.
Yeah, see, it's like right there on the surface.
Oh yeah. Now you can't see that when you know.
Yeah, it's just below the surface, so.
It's right in front of you.
So we got a terrible glare here on the water, but if we look back this way, we can see it just sitting on the surface of the water. So that's a large area of the lake.
Oh yeah.
Now, have you followed much about how they treat it?
No.
Okay.
But I hope they do treat it, because it's a great largemouth bass fishing grounds, and you can't even get in there to fish it.
Okay. So now there's some people that say the fishermen actually want it to stay because they think it's better for fishing.
It's good cover, but you can't fish it. Like, I go through Little Harris and go all the way in the back and along the banks, not where it's walkable. Where I go, it looks like nobody's ever been there.
Yeah.
The fish love it, but if you can't get your boat through that, you can't get your trolling boat through that, so you can't fish it. Your trolling motor would be hung up right. If I dropped it and we took off, we'd be hung up.
Yeah, that's all right on the surface there. Look at that.
Yeah, it's all around us now.
Can you hand me the phone? I'm going to get some still pictures here. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera off here for a minute.
See green?
Yeah, you can just, it's hard with that reflection, but it's all just flat green. You can see it's just covering the lake forest surface. And if you look right into the
There's the boats, one over there and one over there, but they're around trying to avoid it.
yeah, there's no boats out here. This is when you need a jet boat. Yeah. So we can see now we're going over more of it. And there's some on the surface right there. Looks like a boat went through there. Yeah, see if we... Boy, that's right on the surface. It just keeps going. You can't see it from on top until you get to it. Okay, so we're on Little Lake Harris. What's the name of the place you live in? The
Royal Harbor.
Royal Harbor. That's the retirement community that's right over there. And there's the Howie Bridge, the old one and the new one that they're building. And that's Howie in the hills up here.
Look at the green.
Yeah, it's just all green out there. Oh, yeah. So it mostly stays just under the surface of the water. It isn't like algae, which gets up on top.
But all that green is on top of the water.
Yeah.
See it?
Yeah.
It's so thick there you can't even run through it. This is so thick here.
Yeah, that's bad. And so, like he shows there, the green, it's on the surface. That's even worse.
Yeah, that's why I say you don't see boats going through it.
Yeah, we're... Okay, now one of the things that came up with the Lake County Water Authority is that the FWC, Florida Wildlife and Conservation Committee or Commission, they're the ones that treat for this, and they apparently just sit and wait until it gets really big, and then they come in and spend $1 million and do it. And like I showed you, the treatment plan is just sections around the shores. They don't show that they're going to come out here in the middle and treat it. And we're out in the middle of the lake, where it's really worse. And the point came up that they don't come in early when it first starts cropping up and treat it then.
A couple years ago, it was in particular places, and it was excellent bass fishing because the bass like it, but it wasn't across the lake like it is now. It's terrible now.
So this took a couple of years to do this.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I'm not going to run in because that grass gets around your propeller and it burns up your motor.
So now you have to go full speed all the way through all of this to get to the other side of the lake.
Well, I wouldn't, but I assume you can because there's water and you're moving so fast that I think you would chew up what probably gets on there, but I'm not going to try it. You can see how thick it was.
Well, how do you get back there now?
I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Yeah, I've been fishing.
So you used to go back there when it was clear, but now you can't.
Well, bass fishing sort of ends for me when it gets real hot.
Yeah.
So I've been back there since about May. I go fishing with my buddy, and he's up in Connecticut.
Okay.
You see a lot of eagles here too, nesting in the winter, December, January.
That's from getting in the prop. So what, you have to back up to get it off of there? This is what we're in, folks, right here. Oh, that you did. There's the stuff he got off his prop.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't want to run in. My boat is. You got to get out of it and see if you're good to go.
Well, there's less of it here, but it's still there. It's just a little further down. Okay, so he has to back up, reverse the prop to get that off. That's...
Do you want to see any more?
No, I think that's good enough. I think we have a clear idea what the problem is. It's a big problem.
Here, and I'll show you the graph.
Pardon?
Well, I'll come down here and I'll
Oh,
show you
okay.
this graph.
I'm going to turn this off for a minute. Okay, we're looking at his depth sounder and he's showing
Grass.
Well, it's hard. Can you tilt it this way more? Okay. Let's see. So it's hard to see, but it's mostly grass underneath. In other words, you would see a fish if it was there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, he's seeing grass.
But that's what I'd see now.
It's what, 10 feet deep?
Yep, 9.9.
Yeah, okay.
Water temperature and how fast we're going.
All right. Okay, so all he's seeing is just grass underneath the surface of the water.
If there was a fish there, I'd never see him. He'd get away.
Okay. Well, I can see why the fish like it then. Get away from you. Okay. All right, so that's what we've got, the problem with the hydrilla. Do you want me to?
No.
All right, we're on Big Lake Harris. Oh, there's some. Yeah. Oh, we're in it. We're in it right here.
Yeah, we're in a big one.
We're in some right here.
It's on the other side of us.
Yeah.
I'm turning. It's
Okay.
gonna be right there.
All right, so we are in the middle of it. There's some right here. This is Big Lake Harrison. We've got the hydrilla here too. And you can see the green tinge. There's some on the top, but then the green tinge along the surface of the water. Oh, and all through here, yeah.
About that.
That's a lot. Yep. Yeah, so it's over there, here it is, here. Yeah. Yep, so we got, he's having to back up to clear the prop. Right over there you can see the green tinge on the top of the water. And it's down here. Yeah, I can feel it on the prop too. So he has to back up to clear the prop. Yeah, but you clearly see the tinge on the top of the water there.
Yeah, the lime green.
Yeah.
I thought I saw it back there. So there's another spot.
And we're over it again.
It's not sticking out of the water, but I got it.
Well, I think we've seen enough. I've seen enough. All right, we're here and Cito showed up. And I'm talking to who?
Captain McCoy with Cito.
Cap?
McCoy.
McCoy.
Yeah.
Okay, and he was just telling me that 8 out of 10 of the tows now are because people are caught in hydrilla.
Yeah, I'd say a good portion of our tows for sure are all hydrilla based. But I'm also a local fishing guide in the area,
Yeah.
and all the fishing, the majority of bass fishing in the area is reliant upon that grass. So it's always a blend of, some people like the grass, some people don't. But right now it's pretty bad.
Well, I know, I've seen that argument too. And so I was out here getting some pictures of this because the FWC, they're going to come down and treat it starting next week.
Yeah, they treated it earlier this year. They were way too aggressive. They killed it all. And the problem when you kill it all, and as a bass fishing guide, a week or 2 weeks after they spray that stuff, you'd see all the fish that you would catch have sores and on their bodies.
Yeah.
It's not good for the fishing, and they need to definitely have a compromise, a mix.
Well, what they did is they came out with a treatment plan that shows that they're going to be treating mostly on the maps that I have. I just gave to my friend. They're along the shores, though. They're not out in the middle of the lake where I was just out there, and it's almost not passable.
Oh yeah, right back here in Little Harris, you might as well not even run a boat back there.
Yeah.
Unless you got a mud boat like we got, and that's what it takes for us to get them out of there.
This is what he's talking about. He doesn't have a big fan on it, but
no, it's a big pro drive motor. It's made out of it's like a lawnmower engine.
Okay.
So
that's pretty serious. Yeah.
But jet boats, they're the worst. They suck up that grass and they get stuck in it, and the only way out is for someone to tow them out.
I was just wondering about that. So jet boat is really, so they can just suck it right up there. It doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have a screen on it or anything.
No. I mean, there's a tiny little thing, but it's not enough. It sucks it in and they're done. And once you get them out of there, they can go up underneath and pull it out. But for the most part.
Well, now how long have you been up here on the lakes? I mean,
I've been here a couple of years now, and I've been guiding for several years. But we're working with Cito almost a year now.
Okay, so going back a ways, I've seen some comments by people saying that, yeah, there are fishermen that like the hydrilla, and like my friend said a year ago or 2 years ago, it was great because it was just along the shores and there was a lot of big game fish, but now it's gotten to the point where they can't even get to the other side of the lake on Little Lake Harris.
Like I said, it's a compromise. I'm probably the busiest bass guide on the lake, and I rely on that grass to catch fish, but as much grass as there is out there now, it's almost getting to be too much.
Yeah.
So it's one thing if you had a spot of it here and there, but with as much as it is now, you can't even navigate. So.
Well, some of the old timers have said that they didn't have hydrilla before, and fishing used to be good back a ways, and that so hydrilla wasn't necessarily the main factor for having good fishing.
No, I would say that that's probably true in some sense, but hydrilla and bass go together like peanut butter and jelly. And they love that hydrilla, and the good mix of hydrilla in a lake will always make a bass fishery better, always. Doesn't matter where you are in the country, you introduce hydrilla, that bass fishery is going to improve.
And do you have any idea how anywhere else in the country they've been able to control the hydrilla without
I travel all across the country because I'm also a pro tournament fisherman, and I see them all over the country. They'll either use mowing techniques, boats that have mowers on them, conveyor belt system where they go out and they just chop little lanes in the grass so that boaters can go through them, and they'll cut them back that way. I definitely know that there's spraying involved. I don't think you can manage a fishery without a grass fishery without spraying some of that grass.
Yeah.
But you need to definitely incorporate several blends. It can't just be all spraying. If you spray, you're poisoning the lake, no matter how you look at it. You're poisoning the lake. So you got to definitely use several techniques so that you're not just relying on one. Mowing's not going to cut it, not when you got that much grass. You can't mow all that back. You have to kill some of it with some spray. But you can't do it all with spray.
Okay.
So, I mean, definitely they mow. They spray with the helicopters, they spray with the boats. Selective spraying. I think selective spraying is the key, but you got to also have boats out there managing it, cutting it back.
All right. And what was your name again?
Captain McCoy.
Captain McCoy.
Yes.
That's what you go by. So if they call Cito, they know who you are.
Yeah.
We're on Lake Harris. So Captain McCoy will come fetch you out of the water if you get stuck. Okay. Thanks. All right. And the captain has also got a website, basssoldiers.com, where you can connect with him if you want a bass guide for the Harris chain.